Hello, my name is Taylor Budgell from Brock University. Thank you for attending a virtual conference on my presentation titled Mental Health and University Student Athletes, Differences Between Gender and Across Years. University can be an exciting but stressful time for incoming students. With the hope of academic success and athletic excellence for student athletes, they are thrown into their new environment expected to adapt quickly. A study done by McIntyre in 2013 concluded that undergraduate students in Canada showed that 30% of students had elevated psychological distress scores, which were significantly higher than those among young adults in the general population. Van Slingerland also found that student athletes are predisposed to the same or even a greater risk of experiencing declines in their mental health. Barnard in 2019 found an estimated 10 to 15% of college students are seen to suffer from psychological distress. A variety of stressors placed on students like time management changes, concern for the future, financial pressures, etc. may all contribute to stress in students. However, on top of these stresses from university life, student athletes have the added responsibilities such as intense training periods, practices, and out-of-town competitions and games. There are also performance pressures and overall physical and psychological investments that athletes dedicate to their sport. To go further in depth in the mental health of student athletes, there are also evidence of gender differences. As cited from Sullivan in 2019, female athletes typically show higher scores of anxiety and depression compared to male athletes. Although, despite scoring higher on numerous scales of disordered symptoms, females are consistently seen to not only have a more positive attitude towards mental health training, but are also more likely to seek help if they feel it is needed. McIntyre suggests that it is more than possible that a variety of barriers exist in place for male student athletes. Additionally, your study may also impact mental health by a student athlete. For first-time students, this may be a challenge as this is a new experience and situation they have not dealt with before. Furthermore, they may face the pressure to compete at a higher level to get the attention of the coach and older players. However, it is also possible that older student athletes may experience more stress due to increased athletic responsibilities towards themselves or their team. We conducted an online survey consisting of questions that were based from Giovanetti's 2018 study exploring the perceptions of mental health services from student athletes. Our study conducted 3 sections. The first part was basic demographic information that collected data on gender, year of study, etc. But this part also asked that the individual could identify any mental health symptoms or concerns. In the second part, students were asked to reflect on what caused stress for them, how they felt during sporting or academic activities. This was the section in which students had the opportunity to explain the things that impact their mental health. This third section asked the participants to indicate if they have ever received mental health assistance and asked to identify the type of session, whether it be group, individual, or other. Overall, it was evident in our research that all student athletes addressed feeling distressed by just being a student athlete, which is also consistent with previous studies. Although there were not many significant changes in your study, there were differences in gender. When evaluating reports of symptoms of mental health, female students identified that their peers struggled with anxiety, drug use, self-harm, and suicidal thoughts. It was also evident that females were more likely to seek out mental health assistance. Although there were not many significant differences in your study, upper year students were more likely to recommend coaching education, workshops, and mental health resources. This may be representative of the comfort and stability an older athlete may feel on their team. Overall, the differences found in our study suggest there needs to be specific implementations put in place on school teams. Some ideas include training for coaches on how to look for signs of mental health and how to support an athlete. The most important thing, though, is recognizing the stigma and finding ways to overcome and end that stigma. Ending stigma is a difficult practice, but making staff of a team, the players, the coaches, and the community involved aware can be a start. I believe the best way is incorporating mental health training sessions for athletes and coaches, which can help create a more comforting environment which athletes feel is appropriate and okay to seek help. This concludes my presentation. Thank you again for listening.